Hi guys, welcome to AP Art and Design for 25-26. It's Mr. Walter. I'm sorry that I can't be there today. I had a medical situation in my family that we're dealing with right now. Everything's going to be great, but we're working through recovery, and I will be joining you soon, but I am not sure exactly when that is. So I wanted to get you started. We're here in Canvas. It might look a little different for you. If we go down to syllabus, that's a place for us to start. You can see there are some instructions there. And when we get to the syllabus, there's some description. Basically, in AP Art and Design, you're going to develop a portfolio. That portfolio is designed by the College Board. Part of the portfolio that's very important is called a sustained investigation, which includes 15 images that are related to each other. That is the majority of our work, creating those 15 images. How we get there involves some practice, some idea developments, and I'll run down how we do that in the next few minutes. We're going to work on that so that we have that ready by May 4th so that I can take a look at it and see if you are in fact ready to send it to College Board. And then by May 8th, you actually have to do it if you are to get credit for this course. Seniors, you're going to have an opportunity during second quarter to submit a portfolio of 8 pieces to either the Overture Awards or the Scholastic Awards. Everybody else is going to be expected to submit work to Scholastics or the Governor's Awards, and of course our own Indian Hill High School art shows. We hope that you've had a beginning art class, an entry-level art class before you've taken this, so you have some idea. During the first quarter, we'll take a look at the 3 works from the summer assignment, if you chose to do those. If you did not, don't panic. But if you did, I'd love to see those when I get there so I can kind of get a sense of who you are and how you work. You can expect to do about an hour's worth of work outside of class each week. This is not a class that you'll be able to complete well if you only do work during class and do nothing after you walk out the door. There are 3 different kinds of portfolios. We'll discuss this again, but there are the drawing and 2D portfolios, which are pretty similar. Drawing is more an emphasis on mark making, rendering, the touch of an artist, whereas 2D design is more about organizational things. Maybe a photography student or somebody who likes to design posters and books. And then 3D design is for those students who like to do 3-dimensional objects or sculpture. You can see all of those portfolios have 2 sections: sustained investigation, 15 works that relate to each other by a theme or idea, and a working style, or one or the other, or both. Those 15 images can conclude some sketchbook pages or process and revision photos. Not every image has to be a completed image, but we do try to complete 15 pieces before May 4th so that we have the option of doing that. The second section, or section 1 here, is called selected works. Those are 5 pieces that could be done any year and do not have to relate to one another. So this is a chance for you to show your very best work from the past or during the year, even if it doesn't fit in with your idea. So if you've done a landscape drawing that you think is really beautiful, but it doesn't really have to do anything with your sustained investigation idea, you can include it there. A drawing of a pet that you love, that is just a great example of drawing fur well, that could be something that you include there as well. Or maybe something that you do during the year that is more for excitement and fun than working on the portfolio. You can see that during quarter 1, we're going to work on about 5 to 6 pieces. There'll be a lot of assignments during quarter 1 so that we develop some skills and get some ideas about the kind of habits that we need to have to work quickly enough to complete projects in a fashion that'll keep us on pace to have the right number of pieces by the end of the school year. Second quarter, we continue to work on those habits, but we spend a little more time on the sustained investigation. That's also our chance to enter the Overture Awards, Scholastic Art Awards, Governor's Art Awards. We're going to finalize our plans for the sustained investigation at that point in time, and we're going to have our winter art show. During quarter 3, we're going to really try to work on getting as much done towards our portfolio and most likely our sustained investigation as we can, so that's more like 6 to 8 pieces. However, if we don't quite get that far, we have some time during quarter 4, although not the whole quarter. We want to have the portfolio ready to submit to me on May 4th and then to the College Board on May 8th. And we'll also have an art show to end the year that we're all going to participate in and show the great work that we've done. Okay? You can turn in works late within the week that they are due without any penalty. If the work is more than a week late, we may impose a 10% penalty on that. And if we start to get 2 weeks behind, then we're starting to run into trouble a little bit. We may have 20% off that grade. If you get a grade and you rework a piece and you resubmit it, we will regrade it without any penalty, though. So it pays to turn in work, and it also pays to revise work and improve it. Down here we have our calendars. Let's just take a look at this one. This is our first year calendar for anybody doing 2D or drawing. You can see that on the first week, I want you to create a small collage, 8.5 by 11, that tells me about yourself and kind of how you like to make artwork. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then we'll share those and start working on a portrait. Then we'll work on shading exercises and so on and so forth. And as I scroll down, you'll see that the color changes, and each time it changes color, that means we're working on a different or new project until we are completed with our portfolio. So each project's between a week and a half and 2 weeks in order to have plenty of projects to get it done, and therefore the maybe hour outside of class doing a little bit of extra work to make sure that we keep up with the pace. But guys, there's only a certain number of days to get the portfolio done. There's a certain number of pieces that have to be in the portfolio. If we do the math, that's just the best way to approach it and keep ourselves on track to have more than enough work to submit the portfolio. So let's go back and let's take a look at modules. And when we're in modules, you can see we have an interest collage here. What I'd like is an 8.5 by 11 collage. You can print images, you can draw images, you can paint images, you can combine those things into a piece that tells me a little bit about yourself. Think about at least 6 images that communicate your interests. Maybe think about the style of artwork you like to work in. Think about words or pages in books, receipts, printed imagery, things that are found that maybe you can combine to make a point. Also think about things like, what's it going to look like? How much are you going to include? Sometimes less is more. Think about color. Think about organization. Think about what you want to emphasize. Think about how you're going to balance those things out visually. We'll look at them together on the 18th or as soon as I'm back. And then we'll move on to another project. So a couple of examples for you to look at. However, I don't want you to just copy somebody else's ideas. I want you to kind of show me what you like to do. So go ahead today and then Thursday or Friday, whichever is your block day, work on that. If you don't get done within a block day, go ahead and take that home. Second year people and even 3D people, still want you to execute this assignment so that you're kind of leading the way. Help people find glue sticks and where paper and things like that are, and how you might put this together even though you've done this assignment before. And like I said, I'm sorry I can't be there, and I look forward to the chance that I can be. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all real soon. Have a great first day of school, and I'll see you when I can. Bye-bye.